Okay, this is a measurement conversions chart that has customary and metric. This is at the bottom. It's going to be a foldable, so you're going to fold it in half so that you can see the outside that says customary and metric measurements. On this side, you can see where you're going to glue. So you're going to go ahead and glue that into your interactive notebook on page 82A. And you want to make sure that it is at the top. So you're going to glue that to the top of page 82A. Okay, so you're going to put this at the top. We're then going to use this, okay, to do some questions on page 83B. So looking at the page right next to it, 82B, I think I said the wrong thing. We're going to use this page, and we're going to use the chart. So on this page that you have, you're going to flip this open so you can see this information at the top. So we're going to be using this chart. Now, we're going to go over problems where we are converting from one unit of measure to another. Number 21 is 27 inches, and we're going to change that to yards. Okay, so to do that, we are going to use what we know about 1. So we're going to start with what we have, which was 27 inches. Okay, it's going to help if you put that over 1 because we just have the one of those. We're going to multiply that by a fraction that is equal to 1. That fraction of 1 has to have equal yards to inches. So if I look at my chart and I see that for length, I have yards as 1 yard, and I have that's 36 inches. I am going to put on the bottom the 36 inches because in multiplication, I'm going to be crossing out and canceling out inches so that I only have what I need, the yards left. So I have that 36 inches is 1 yard. Now, the first thing I'm going to do is simplify my units. So inches and inches cancel out with each other because I have one on the top, one on the bottom. I'm then going to multiply. 27 times 1 is 27. 1 times 36 is 36. And now I have a fraction of 27 over 36. That fraction can be simplified by dividing by 9 over 9, and that's going to be 3/4. So I have 27 inches. This is the number of yards because I still have yards left. It's going to be 3/4 of a yard. Okay. Now, I also know that it could be a decimal. Now, because we're in customary, everything's in fractions. It's more for decimals and the metric system, but for this, I would use the fraction, 3/4 of a yard. It's a part of a yard because in order to have a whole yard, I would need 36, and I don't have that. I only have a fraction of that. Number 2, I have 4 pints, PTS, equals blank, and that is going to be fluid ounces. Okay, so I have 4 pints. I want to know how many fluid ounces that is. So I'm going to put what I have to start with, which is 4 pints. I'm going to put that over 1. And I'm going to multiply that by a value of 1 that is pints and fluid ounces that are the same amount. So if I look at my chart, I have pints, and then it says pints that are equal to fluid ounces. 1 pint is 16 fluid ounces. Okay, that and that are equal. So I'm going to come back, and because I want to cancel out that pint, I'm going to put the 1 pint on the bottom. Okay, that and that's going to cancel. What I'm going to put on top is what it's equivalent to, the 16 ounces, or even fluid ounces. Notice that pints and pints cancel. I multiply. 1 times 1 is 1. 4 times 16 is going to be 64. The fluid ounces is what I need and what I have, so the answer is going to be 64 fluid ounces. Number 3. All right, number 3 is 1,920 fluid ounces equals blank gallons. Okay, if I look at my chart and I see capacity, I see gallons, I see quarts, pints, and cups. but I don't see how much a gallon equals in ounces. I do see that 1 cup is 8 fluid ounces. So if I have 16 of them, I could take 16 times the 8, and I could get the answer of, oh, that's a 4. Sorry. Let me start over. 16 times 8. So 8 times 6 is 48, carry the 4. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 is 128. So 1 gallon is 128 fluid ounces. Okay? I'm going to start with 1,920 fluid ounces. I'm going to put that over 1. I'm going to multiply by. I want to get rid of the fluid ounces. I just found out over here that if I have 16 cups, that each of those cups is 8 ounces, so it equals 128 fluid ounces. I'm going to put 128 fluid ounces here on bottom because I want fluid ounces to cancel with fluid ounces. That is going to be 1 gallon. Okay? So fluid ounces cancels with fluid ounces. I multiply. I get 1,920 over 128. Now, to find the answer, I need to divide. And if I had decimals, I could pull that up. But 128 does not go into 1. 128 does not go into 19. 128 goes into 192 one time. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 4. And I get 64, operating down the 0. Okay, if I multiply by 5, 8 times 5 is 14, carry the 1, and 1 is 6. I get 15. And so if I have this many ounces, I'm going to have 15 gallons. Number 4. If I have 6 feet and I subtract 1 foot 8 inches, what is it going to equal? Well, to do this, it's going to be easier if I have all the same units. So I am going to change my feet and inches to just inches. So if I have 6 feet over 1, and I want to figure out inches, I'm going to put my 1 foot on the bottom, and I'm going to put my 12 inches on top. The reason I put the foot on the bottom is I want to cancel it out. If I had feet up here, it'd be feet times feet, and I'd have feet squared. I don't want that. I just want inches by itself. So feet, mark out with feet. That leaves multiplying 6 times 12, which is 72, and it's just inches. So 6 feet is 72 inches. Now, I know that 1 foot is 12 inches, and I have this 8, so I'm going to add it together. So that is 20 inches. So if I have 72 and I subtract 20, that's going to give me 52 inches. Now, what if I wanted to change this to say, okay, well, it's 52 inches, but what is that in feet and inches? If I divide 12 into 52, I know that 5 times 12 is 60, too big. So if I do 4 times 12, that's 48. And I have 4 left. This is every 12 inches gives me a foot. So this is 4 foot. This 4 left over, if I have 52 inches and I take 48 inches away, I have 4 inches left. So my answer would be 4 foot 4 inches. Now if I put this in decimals, it's not going to be 4.4. It's going to be a decimal equivalent, and it's going to be 3/10 repeating. So if I were to keep going with this and I add a decimal to 0 and I bring it down, 12 is going to go into 43 times, which is 36, and it's going to be a 4. If I add a 0 and bring it down, I'm going to add another 3, and it's going to keep going. So it's going to be 4 and 3/10 repeating. Where is that coming from? Well, if I go back to the problem, the 4 was the whole number. The 4 left over would be the numerator. I'm dividing by 12. That would be 4 and 1/3. 1/3 as a decimal is 3/10 repeating, which is what I see here. Okay, but I really wanted feet and inches. This says 4 and 1/3 of a foot. I want the 4 feet and my leftover to be inches. So this would just be feet this would be feet and inches. And this and 4 3/10 repeating would be the same. Okay. Now, this was with conversion of customary units. We are going to now look at a video. So in Google Classroom, you should have a video posted for metric with Math Antics, and it's about 4.5 minutes. So you need to watch that video so that you understand the second part of the notes. Okay, the video talked about metric and how everything is based on a power of 10. So everything is the same numbers of ones and zeros. You're just moving that decimal. So a lot easier than customary. You don't have to remember different numbers and what they equal. You just need to remember that King Henry died by drinking chocolate milk. Now, the base is that unit that we have up here. Our base units are M for meter, L for liter, and G for gram. So when it says by the base, we're talking about that. Think of it being by itself. So if you just have an M, or you just have the L, or you just have the G, that is the base unit. If there is two letters together, then it's one of the prefixes that are given, okay? So it says we're going to move the decimal the same number of spaces. You jump on this line in the same direction. So if I have 36 millimeters, here is milli, and then it's meters. So whatever your base is goes after that dash. So that would be millimeters. If I'm here and I want to change it to meters, I'm going to do this. I'm going to take the 36 and I have to locate the decimal. The decimal's at the end because it's a whole number. That decimal, I'm going to take and I'm going to move it 1, 2, 3 times to the left. So I'm going to put my pencil on the decimal and move 1, 2, 3 times to the left, and my decimal is going to be there. When I put my decimal, any holes I have, I'm going to put a 0 in. So I have decimal 0, 3, 6. That's what it's equivalent to in meters. If I have 36 millimeters, I do not have anywhere close to a meter. I have 36 thousandths of a meter. I only have 36 out of the 1,000 that I need. Okay? We're going to do more examples like that, except we are going to write those letters so that we can use them. So our basic unit is the middle, okay? And we know that King Henry died by drinking chocolate milk. Okay, so we are moving from unit to unit. These are prefixes. I'm going to highlight the B because that's our basic, and that is by itself. It is one letter by itself. All right? With that being said, number 1, if I have 7 meters equals blank centimeters. Okay, I'm going to find meters. This is not meters. This is millimeters. This is a prefix. Meters is here. It's a basic unit. That M is by itself. So I'm going to go from this to centimeters. This is where I'm going. So I am going to start with meters, and I'm going to move to centimeters, and I'm going to count the number of jumps. 1, 2. I'm going to go 2 places to the right with my decimal. So I'm going to rewrite this. I'm going to put the decimal at the end if I don't see it, and I'm going to move 1, 2 to the right. 1, 2. Decimal's at the end, and I've got 2 holes. I put in 2 zeros. It's 7, 0, 0. Decimal's at the end. 7 meters is 700 centimeters. Number 2. If I have 1 4/10 kiloliters equals how many liters? Now, prefix is K. Basic unit is liters. It is a letter by itself. So that's where liters would be. Remember, this is meters, liters, and grams. So if I'm at kiloliters and I'm going to liters, I am going to move 1, 2, 3 to the right. So if I have 1 4/10, I put my pencil on the decimal and I am pushing it. 1, 2, 3 to the right. Decimal is here, and I'm going to fill in with 2 zeros. and it's going to be 1400 decimal, 1,400 liters. Number 3, if I have 2 3/10 grams equals blank milligrams. So grams, it's a G by itself, so I'm starting here. I'm going to milligrams, which is here. I am going to move 1, 2, 3 to the right. So I'm going to rewrite this, 2 3/10. I'm going to put my pencil on the decimal, and I'm going to count again to the right until I get to milligrams. 1, 2, 3 to the right. So 1, 2, 3. Decimals here, I have 2 circles, 2,300. Question number 4. Of course you don't have questions, you're in a video. 350 milliliters equals blank liters. All right, if I'm at milliliters, that's not here. This is an M by itself. This M is with an L, so it's a prefix. It's this M. I'm going to liters, which is here. I am going to count going to the left. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to take my number, 350. Decimal is at the end if I don't see it. I'm going to move 1, 2, 3. It's going to be in front of the 3, so I have 0.350. And the last one. If I have, number 5, if I have, let's do 3 2/10 kilometers equals blank centimeters. All right, so I'm going from kilometers to centimeters, from here to here, and I'm counting. So I'm going to start at K, and I'm going to count to C with jumps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to go 5 to the right. Decimal's at the end. And it's not at the end, it's in between. So I'm going to move that decimal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I see lots of spaces. So I'm going to have 1, 2, 3, 4 zeros. So if I put 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4 zeros, I'm going to need a comma in this because I have lots of digits in front. So from the decimal, I count out 3, 1, 2, 3, comma. I get 320,000 centimeters.